briefly.
I appreciate that, Ms. Frye, and Commissioner Wooten brought up, we ought to make a determination of environmental justice. And he said, well, we have to say we have a finding and there's no impact. That's not a legal way to determine. I mean, if there's no mention of environmental justice in the report, you don't have any finding that you've considered those, and I'm glad you brought it up because it'll go to court anyway. You just can't say, oh, environmental justice, we forgot, now let's make a finding that we've taken care of the issues. I mean, I think you've slid over those rather illegally, if I may use that phrase, since everybody can have an opinion here. By the way, Harry, there is no planning group in Tijuana Ravel. Let me ask you, let me tell you, and what the South Bay will see. And Bud, you made a very eloquent statement about that. I don't understand how you then could conclude to dissolve it based on your statement. I look around at the commissioners. I may be wrong, but I see people who are all Caucasian. The board of Tijuana Valley County Water District is majority Latino. I will tell you how the South Bay is going to look at that if you want to talk about environmental justice. The one board which has a majority, you're going to dissolve by an action I wouldn't consider that environmental justice. When I talked, I should have mentioned that word in my opening statement, or my statement. They are fighting for people who do not have a voice. But you said it so eloquently. It's the only place where people can go to talk about these issues. There are elections that are fought out on the issues.
Congressman Killorae, I just have a question though.
You're performing an act of grave environmental injustice.
But let me ask you something. Because of the way these rules are set up, don't you see somewhat of a dilemma related to, in order to allow a mailed ballot election or to allow an election, there has to be a dissolution?
No, Don, anybody, by the way, if you refuse to dissolve, the people who want to dissolve, they could ask for a city, I mean, they can get signatures through a city referendum process. I mean, that could happen. But the rules, Mr. Roth didn't tell you that. To get the 10%, they had 90 or more days to get 10%. Under the rules you have, you could give them only 30 days to get 25%. It's a very difficult thing to do. He didn't say that. He acted as, oh yeah, there can be an election. You only have, if you decided to give us 90 or 120 days, if you want to see an election, you got to give us time to get the petitions. And LAFCO has that ability because it says not less than 30 days or something for the protest hearing. So you can schedule a hearing for 4 months later or something and give people the time. There won't be an election unless you give people the time to get the signatures. And the way LAFCO is going, I can see him do a 30-day thing and say, sorry, you didn't do the protest. So you got to insist. I see where you're going, but there won't be an election unless you give enough time to get the signatures.
Well,
I appreciate the question.
Let me make a comment about what you said about my advocacy. Being in the water industry, and I've been in it now for about 17 years myself, I have been to planning commissions throughout East County, when I'm representing the Loveland or the Street Water Authority. What we're lacking in Tijuana Valley is a planning group, really that give them a much more power, I think, and that is an election. They can be elected. I really think that's the way it should go.
Well, but you don't have, that's not your judgment. If the city did that, then you could act in another way. That's not the fact now. If you dissolve it, there is nothing. And I will tell you, no, the city does not care about it.
The city has to step up to the plate and do that.
You know, the city asked for you to delay your thing before, the city council has never acted on this in San Diego. They asked for time, they said they were going to take it up in September. You decided you have to meet in August. I mean, I don't know what that urgency is. Are there WMDs down there that you're going to find? But you might, you know, the city council has not acted. And
for 2 years.
no, you have, I've seen the correspondence, and I've seen the answer in the city, assistant city managers here. You asked certain questions based on fact. There was no indication there was going to be a dissolution, and now the city said it's going to meet in September, I think, on these issues. And you decided to meet in August. I mean, you could meet in October and make the same decision, but you decided not to. I don't understand that rush to judgment on that either.
Commissioner Rexton.
Yeah, I'm having some problems over